It's not Pinterest worthy in here, but that's okay. It functions, and that's really what's important to me in this stage of life. How terrifying is this? Just a random head? Minimalism has given me something that might surprise you.
A palette of gold, 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 a palette of gold, 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 gold.
Well, hey friends, it's Natalie. So glad you stopped by to hang out with me today while I do some decluttering around my entire house for this messy to minimal episode. It's been a while since I've made one of these videos, but my house could really use a decluttering overhaul. So we're gonna work room by room, and hopefully in this video you get some encouragement and some gentle motivation if you have any spaces in your house to declutter. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy it while you're watching it, and then drop this emoji in the comments so that I can get down there and chat a little bit more with you all. Okay, let's start off at the far end of the house. This is our ensuite bathroom to the primary bedroom. Typically, I am all about forgetting the tidying, organizing, and cleaning tasks on a decluttering day, but my house could really use it. So I'm going to add just 5 minutes or less per room of just some general tidying up, or maybe even wiping something down if it needs it, because I have honestly been neglecting my house so much with the outdoor gardening work that I've had with the beautiful weather that we've had lately. So since it's a very rainy, stormy day, I am taking advantage of it, and I'm gonna do as much as I can, but the main focus today is the decluttering. So let's do it. I bought this on Amazon. It's like a foot file, foot scrubber, pumice stone. It's made of terracotta, and it really doesn't work. I gave it a good shot. I'm past the return window, so it's going. And since I'm here, let's just give everything a quick wipe down. Why not? It'll take 1 minute. And yes, I still have peppermint scented spray. The weather feels like Christmas time anyway, but I know that using the wrong spray for the wrong season sort of takes me out of the running for a vlogging mommy of the year. Not that I was ever in the running. There, that's done. And I have a box of decluttering already started. Most of this are broken or moldy bath toys, along with empty bottles of product and stuff like that. Unfortunately, this soap dispenser that I had here, it matches the one that Weston had. Its pump stopped working, so time to move on from all of these things. And move on we shall into the bedroom. This place has just random odds and ends, some kids' toys and stuff that has been brought in here. That corner over there, that tote, is full of clothing that I need to pass on to my mom. That's from my closet declutter at the beginning of spring. It has literally sat there since I made that video. And then also this corner here with this chair is just such a mess. I have thrown random clothing onto here. I like to put outfit choices on this chair and then try them on in front of the mirror, and then I don't end up putting it back into my closet. So I'm gonna work on this spot first because this has been bothering me so much. This basket here, it's supposed to be a blanket basket, but what do I find? This is the Sharpie contraption that I put together with one skinny Sharpie taped to one fat Sharpie. I made this when we moved 18 months ago. Into the craft bin that goes. I don't need it in here. I have a random, well, piece of garbage, a random robe, what looks like stained pillowcases. What is this? And my Patagonia puffer vest. That goes into the closet. You know, this corner actually is where the kids play a lot, and I don't want to just pass the buck onto them. But usually when I find a random off-the-wall assortment of things in an area, it's usually because my kids brought it there. That's okay. They're just doing kid things. It's not that big of a deal, but that is usually why. You know, napkin ring, headband, decorative basket, and the blanket that belongs in the blanket basket. Push this chair back. I was just gonna turn my camera around to show you the other side of the room, and then I looked outside and I have a young buck just munching away over there in the weed patch. Definitely easy to get distracted around here with all the wildlife, but I'm gonna keep focusing. I'm gonna work on my side table here. I'm not gonna do Weston's because I let him declutter his own space. He prefers that, so I'll respect it, but I gotta do mine. A quick little wipe down. And it looks good as new. I feel like that is the dynamic duo right there, decluttering and wiping stuff down. If you could choose one extra thing to do on top of your decluttering, wipe it down, and oh my goodness, the space looks so much better. All that's left in this room is this corner of chaos. Let's take care of it. I was actually doing some decluttering in my office and ended up with this stack of recycling. We'll work a little bit in my office today as well, but that's what this weird thing is from. This is just dirty laundry. I should probably just get a hamper in here, shouldn't I? Because we end up throwing clothing on the floor. I want to avoid that. This doesn't actually belong in here. I'm not giving this one away. I didn't mean to declutter this out. These are my overalls, and I'm gonna need those because I'll be a chicken lady soon. Wire nut number 1. You know you're married to an electrician when? Okay, this can finally go. This can go. Okay, that's done. Into the office. So here in the office, behind you is a super secret project I'm working on, so I'm not gonna be showing that side of things, but stay tuned. All will be revealed soon. I'm gonna work on this side of the office, which has my desk and computer. I've also got our piano, keyboard, and drum set. Weston and I are taking drum lessons, which has been really fun. The boys are taking piano lessons, so we do music and stuff in here as well. And there's just random toys and pieces of garbage and who knows what else on the floor. So let's declutter in here. Oh, it feels so much better in here, especially getting my desk cleared off. I am going to move on to taking this stuff to my kids' room. Look at this pile I have under me here. This is everything that I found in my room and the office that goes in the kids' bedrooms. I don't film in my kids' bedrooms, so I'm gonna pop this stuff in there really quick and work with the kids over the next few minutes on just finding some stuff, clothing, toys, etc., that I can declutter out of their rooms, but I'll show you what I declutter out of there when we're done. Five minutes and we found so many things to take out of there. We could have kept working. I feel like kids' rooms are one of those spaces that I could spend endless time just organizing and reorganizing and perfecting the systems, but honestly, I try to be a bit more hands-off these days. I really want to respect their space and not get too micromanaging about their stuff. They're older now, and with that age comes a bit more responsibility of their own things, but also the ability to be really honest about stuff that they are ready to move on from. So let me show you what I found in their rooms. This is Haley's box. Some of it was just garbage. This is from a candy container from Christmas. Speaking of Christmas, lip balm, that needs to go. This is from a remote control car that doesn't actually work anymore. How terrifying is this? Just a random head. Still play with that?
Yeah.
Okay, then you can take it back to your room. there you go. And we found a shirt that's perfectly good that doesn't fit, so we can pass that on to a cousin. Actually, the cousin that this little doll belongs to. This is Judy's. So when we give this back to her, I'm also gonna offer her this cute little shirt at the same time. And then what we found in the boys' room, they're not allowed to eat in their bedrooms, but somehow the raisins found their way. I don't trust these anymore, so that's getting tossed. And then we have just a couple of broken toys. This Hot Wheels thing is broken. This remote control, that's another one of those. I guess it's the same. Those broke like a couple days after we got them. This little chick, this nightlight is broken. This is a case for a tablet we don't use anymore. And there's a couple of shirts that they outgrew. Like I said, I could have kept going, but I'm trying to be a bit more about efficiency today than making things look perfect. Do, 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 do. Without fail, every time we declutter in the kids' rooms, even if it's just a small session like it was today, they end up finding some long lost toy or something that they forgot about. And their playtime afterward is always so enhanced and so much fun. So they're headed outside in their Minecraft costumes to go explore out there and pretend they're in Minecraft. And I'm gonna move on to our utility room. This is a high traffic room. It's not only our laundry room, which gets used multiple times a day, every single day, but it's also our pantry. Let's hear it for multi-purpose spaces. You gotta use what you got. It's not Pinterest worthy in here, but that's okay. It functions, and that's really what's important to me in this stage of life. While I'm here, I might as well get a load of laundry started. This is empty. This is empty. Okay, those can get decluttered out. This does not even belong here. What the heck? Wire nut number 2. When your kids outgrow their pants, so you cut them off to turn them into shorts. I don't know why we kept the pant leg. Bye. So much better. Let's start those up and move on to the kids' bathroom. What's the three-legged buffalo doing in the drawer of your bathroom?
3 legs.
He only has 3 legs now. Bathroom. While I'm here, I'm going to refill the soap dispenser. A tiny bit left in this, so I'm just gonna throw the last of that into there, and then I will scrub it up when I'm done down here. In a recent decluttering video, actually in the ensuite bathroom, I was talking about how I don't buy period products anymore because I use a menstrual cup, which is reusable for like a decade. I had a lot of comments asking, well, what do you do for your guests? In our guest bathroom, which is also our kids' bathroom, I have a little collection of that sort of thing down there. That's like the bulk of it. And then I have a little basket on the back of our toilet where my lady friend guests know to look if they need something in that department. Here are the shorts that were cut off. But those need to go in the hamper. I actually just recently cleaned this bathroom, like literally yesterday. But I'm here and it'll take me a minute to just wipe everything down really quick. Ugh. I don't know what that stain is. I might as well use that toilet bowl cleaner I squirted in here and make it smell better if nothing else. Okay. I'm gonna wash my hands and then I think I'm gonna call it a day. I actually kind of got a late start today. I could have probably done this all in one day had I started earlier, but it's time to start making dinner. So I will pick you guys up tomorrow when I continue to work through the rest of the house, plus the extra room in my life that I recently added. Another rainy day. so I'm decluttering. I'm gonna keep this train a-rolling. We are in the living room now, which very soon is actually going to have a remodeling refresh project going on in it. And whenever I'm about to start a project like that, I've learned my lesson. Decluttering beforehand helps so much. So I'm gonna keep that in mind as I go throughout the different cabinets. We've got a hall tree in the front. We have some chaises here on this old couch that I would like to go through really quick and just pick out anything that doesn't belong, that is either in the wrong spot and needs to be moved to its real home, or it needs to be taken completely out of our home. So if you haven't gotten up yet to do any decluttering or tidying with me and you would like to, then why don't you get on up now and we can start working together. If you watch my videos purely for entertainment and relaxation, then more power to you. You just stay right where you're at and watch me do the work. The baby toy cabinet that I have for cousins and friends with little ones is looking good. I just found a few things in there that actually don't belong. We do declutter this cabinet quite often. We go through it every time we're expecting company. That way there's no like choking hazards or anything that accidentally found their way in there. I say choking hazard as there's a literal piece of popcorn on my floor. I definitely need to vacuum around here. I worked on what was in here. We actually upgraded the kids' Xbox controllers, and so I found a few controllers that we are able to donate and pass on. We do keep a few extra on hand for when we have friends over to play with us. And then I'm just gonna move on to this cabinet. Honestly, it's actually holding up pretty well, but sometimes we end up throwing random books and apparently calico critters right here at the top. So I'm gonna straighten this up really quick and do some decluttering while I do it. The way minimalism works for our family and sort of our guideline or our boundary is that everything in our home gets used on a regular basis and is useful for our season of life. So the collection of books, I only found 2 to take out this time. This collection is serving quite the purpose for us, especially as homeschoolers. So I'm gonna keep that there and move on to this chaise. What goodies shall we find? I have a screaming child. They're having fun. It's a happy scream. Well, that doesn't belong in here. That is a little rag doll. Lots of crumbs. I'm not gonna get into the vacuuming today. I think these couches are actually going back to IKEA when we do our living room remodel. And at that time, I will truly unpack everything. But for now, I can declutter this set of grow lights out. These actually don't work very well. They flicker. They're not functioning properly. So can definitely take that out. And then this is just an empty box that had vacuum seal storage, like shrink bags. That chaise is done. On to chaise number 2. I had a comment one time by someone saying, "You think you're better than us by the way you pronounce chaise." Trolls these days, am I right? This side is where, oh gosh, the hinge it's stuck. We are really not happy with this couch from IKEA. It's awful. Okay, I have to actually hold this one open. It doesn't keep itself open. This is where we keep board games and stuff for our family. I think we use everything that's in here. Do we play chicken anymore? No. I think we're missing pieces in it too. The pile continues to grow, and that brings us over here to our hall tree. I have just been super lazy and thrown stuff on the top. I think I have a couple of Amazon returns. The problem with throwing returns up here is that I forget about them and then they sit up there past the return window. I ordered myself ballet slippers so I can practice ballet with Haley. They were the wrong size, but you know what? They're perfectly good. I can't return them anymore, but I can donate them. So that's going over there. What a bummer. But also not a bummer for the person who finds brand spanking new ballet slippers in their size. They just weren't my size. This can go out to the gym. Oh, I've been looking for this. This is one of my Duralex bowl lids. How did it get up here?
Oh, we threw it up there.
Was this a Frisbee at one point for you guys?
Yes.
Well, right back at you. Would you put that in the sink, please? I wonder if Daddy's been looking for his twirly. This is what he uses when he's replacing outlets. I got a coat rack that I used when we had a different arrangement in here, but I have a spot for this in another place. So this guy, oof, is a roof rack. Ooh, and it has a cobweb on it. This is a roof rack that I ordered for our van for our vacation, but it's the wrong size. So I am still within the return window for this one. So this one's definitely going back. That's everything. I think the only things I'm going to keep up here on top are these little plaques that are decorative. They say the different seasons on them. These are from my grandma. I put the current season out on our little entry shelf. Summer's coming out soon, but it's still spring. So these can stay up here for easy access when I switch those out. And while I'm here and have a good view, I'm just gonna look through these baskets. This bin is my that's not my crap bin. So if someone leaves something here that I need to give back to them, I throw it up here. Thank you. So Cousin Judy's baby doll is going in with this, along with this little diaper bag pack that my sister left here the last time she was here. I always snap pictures of the stuff that needs to go back to people so that they are aware that it's in my that's not my crap bin. I just kind of put the ball back in their court. Okay, in here this is, I have like off-season shoes for my kids. They have a very small collection of shoes. I thought that these sandals might fit the boys for summer. Hey Judah, could you try these shoes back on, see if they fit you this year too? Is your heel sticking off the edge? Yeah, those are too small. Okay, we're adding those to the donation bin, and then I keep a package of all black socks in here. That's what my kids wear. No matching, which means no mismatching, and we keep it in a drawer down here. So the extras are up here, but I can declutter out those sandals. I was hoping that they'd fit them again this year, but you've just been doing too much growing. And then this bin to the far left is just on-the-go things I might need. I have a stack of Ziploc bags, baby wipes. Anyone want to guess the weird stuff that I'll find over here today? A fork, a random blue trampoline park sock, Haley's saltwater sandals, not so weird, those go in there. Oh, an eyelash curler, look at that. Mommy leaves stuff out too sometimes. And oh, what do you know? Wire nut number 3. Haley, doll clothing, tutu, pencil grip. Okay, we are looking good in there. Okay, I got the TV unit wiped down. It looks so much cleaner over there on the hall tree to have all of that stuff cleared off the top. You don't realize what you're not seeing anymore with stuff that's just been placed on a surface. Got quite the pile by the front door here, and now it's time to move on to the kitchen. It just so happens to be lunchtime, well, like second lunch. How many meals a day do your kids eat? Because I feel like I am raising hobbits. I'm not doing dishes right now. I am not the only person in this house who can do dishes or wipe counters down, but I am the person in this household that has the decluttering brain. And so I'm gonna go through some hot spots in the kitchen here, drawers and cabinets, and as quickly as I can, find some things that need to go. This is a knife that came with a cutting board. It's a collapsible cutting board / barbecue tub. This hokey little knife came with that cutting board. It is awful, and therefore it is not needed. And that is something that I share all the time in my decluttering videos. Just because it came with something, if there's a piece of that set that you don't use, that doesn't serve you, that doesn't work well, don't be afraid to break it up. This is a rice paddle, doesn't belong in here. This is one of my glass straws. It doesn't belong in there. While I'm here, gonna look at the utensils. This little cheese knife does not work. These tongs are busted. This is like my aluminum foil and wrap and parchment paper and stuff like that. I like to keep clips in here, but this brand of clips that I got, not a vibe. Those can go as well. In fact, I'm not even gonna donate them because I wouldn't wish them on my worst enemy. Oh my gosh, my countertops are so scuzzy right now. I don't care, I'm going to focus on decluttering. Okay, I never use this. I use my metal bench scraper. This is perfectly good. That goes to donation, that goes to garbage. These tongs can go, they are the literal worst. Microplaner, can opener. This Measuring cup actually belongs in my laundry room. I measure my powdered detergent with it. And what do you know? Wire nut number 4. My sink is full of dishes. Would you look at that? And I would declutter this drawer, but it's empty. I need to do laundry. That's where my kitchen towels go. Okay, on to the last room of the house, which is the school room. Oh my gosh. The temptation right now is for me to just stand here and chat with you about this room and stall. Instead of doing that, I'm going to get to work and maybe we'll chat in a voiceover. How about that? Well, honestly, there isn't much about this room that I haven't already said before in previous videos, but if you're new here, hi. Welcome to the crazy room of the house that is sort of in a holding pattern when it comes to what we want for this space, what we plan for this space. This room is the workhorse of the house. We do lots of homeschooling in here. I have my indoor greenhouse set up, more on that in a bit. We also throw boxes from Costco in here or Amazon, and it kind of becomes the dumping ground. I want to be better about this space. But I feel like we all have a room like that in our houses. Let me know which room is like that in yours. It's not perfect, but it's progress. I just am finding a bunch of random stuff that's in the wrong spot. Some things that need to be decluttered out. That pile by the front door is growing by the minute. This drawer, this bottom file drawer of this IKEA unit completely busted off of its tracks, and it's too heavy for me to lift and try to get the tracks back on. So I'm gonna have to wait for Weston's help with that one. Over on this side of the room, I did more decluttering, found some stuff to donate back to the garden center from the seed starting and greenhouse and stuff that I've got going on in here, but I'm actually able now to move this project to its new home in my greenhouse. Welcome to the newest room of our home. And the next day, I have some decluttering / organizing and tidying up to do in here. If you missed the last video, by the way, you missed a really good one, in my humble opinion. It was one of my favorite videos I've ever made. I shared with you guys the fact that Weston surprised me with this greenhouse and we worked on it together to put it all up. It was a labor of love, both the project of this greenhouse and then making that video for you all. So I will have that linked in the description box and up here in the cards of the video, whatever side it's on. As you can see, it hasn't been utilized yet as a greenhouse. I'm getting everything set up, and I had this tote. This is the one that was in the schoolroom where I had my indoor greenhouse set up. I'm still nursing along a few seedlings in there. This greenhouse does not yet have power run to it. That's a weekend project that we're gonna get to. Maybe you'll see that in the next video. So in the meantime, while I'm waiting for power and water to be brought out to this spot, I can still be working in here, specifically on the decluttering and organization of my gardening supplies. I'm not gonna get to everything today in this video because we're starting to run out of time, but I'm going to get a start. I brought in a couple of the things that I decluttered out of rooms in my home, but I can use out here. I've got a couple of baskets, an old rag that I found, and then this coat rack that I found on the top of the hall tree when I was decluttering in the living room. I'd like to set that up in here to hang tools or my jacket if it's getting too warm, or an apron, potting apron or something like that, or the rag that I brought out. Thrifted this a while ago and I showed it in a video, this cute little garden proverbs booklet, and I thought that that would be cute just to have in here somewhere. So I'm just going to take the next few minutes that I have left in this video to start in on this tidying up and decluttering and organizing of my supplies. I'm going to take stock of what I have, what I might need moving forward. And while I do that, I want to have a little chat with you guys about what minimalism means for me in this stage of my life, in this season. Minimalism has given me something that might surprise you. Minimalism has given us a lot. It's given us time back, which a lot of minimalists and other channels that make videos about minimalism, they will tell you that as well. But something else minimalism has given me is the ability to buy more stuff. Now stick with me. I'm not talking about buying more junk or useless items, having a closet full of clothing that I don't wear, a kitchen full of gadgets and gizmos that I never use, but it looked cool in a commercial or an impulse purchase jumped out at me while strolling the aisles. I'm talking about the ability to purchase things that actually serve us now that our finances and our storage spaces aren't completely tied up with junk. Minimalism isn't the end game, it's a means to an end. The goal for me is to live a life that is simplified enough to bring my home and my brain peace so that I can enjoy all the wonderful things that I've worked for and dreamed about and have been blessed with. Minimalism can definitely help with this. The guiding principles and tactics and strategies and lessons to be learned through pursuing minimalism have completely changed my life and have freed up so much physical as well as emotional and mental space for me and my family, not to mention financial space. I'm actually doing a Q&A over on my Homestead Instagram page. I will link that in the description box if you guys want to follow me over there. And one of the questions I got was, how do you budget for your gardening hobbies? And let me tell you, buying less junk and doing less impulse purchases has freed up so much financially that taking on the hobby of gardening, later on doing some chicken raising, it's not a financial burden. And you know what? Over the past couple of years, I have acquired a few more things than what we had when we were in what some people would consider the most minimal stage of our life a few years ago. But the things I've brought in since then are essential for my pursuit of different hobbies and interests that I have as our family has grown and as we have worked on our homestead. I now have gardening supplies, pet supplies, chicken supplies, tractor implements, tools, things for remodeling our house, and stuff of that nature that help us build, maintain, and enjoy the lifestyle that we've always wanted. Not having those extra items in other areas of our life, decor, clothing, and junk in general, has made it possible for us to pursue the things that really matter to us with such a freedom that it's hard to put words to. This, of course, is going to look different for everyone. And what matters to you in your life might be different than what matters to me in my life. And that's why I believe minimalism is here to serve us, not the other way around. And so when people become dogmatic about what you should or should not own, how many items you should have in your collection, how many square footage your house should be, how many children you should have, based on some arbitrary principle of minimalism, they are completely missing the mark. And if you've been a victim of that sort of message, then I just want you to know my channel is a safe space for whatever brand of minimalism or simple living you adhere to. You might be part of the group that doesn't want to put a label on any of it because sometimes that can be too restrictive. I totally respect that. Minimalism or simple living principles have just added a wonderful guideline, some really important principles to my life to help me pursue a simplified home, a simplified homestead, and the life of my dreams. Well, I suppose I already have a good thing going in this greenhouse. It was relatively straightforward to find the things that I know will be useful to me, the things that I am holding on to for the seed starting or gardening plans that I have in the future. This little wire shelf that I got last year, it fits perfectly in that little spot, although it's probably going to be up here on the shelf when I put flats of seedlings with their lights and mats and stuff like that. Extra supplies are still in this tote, but I was actually able to weed out quite a bit. A particular set of lights that I used that did not work as good as the other set that I have, so I'm actually going to donate those. I had a pair of garden gloves that had rips and holes all in it that I ended up replacing, so I'm passing on those, along with just a couple of other odds and ends. So this space is decluttered, got a bit of organization going on. It's been tidied up a bit, but the thing that makes me the most happy is that this stuff that I have been holding in my office for a while, I was holding it in our schoolroom for a while when I was doing the indoor seed starting, it's all out here now. I feel like it has finally landed in its actual home and it's not in like this halfway house sort of situation when it was in the other rooms. So that makes me super happy. I am very much a place for everything and everything in its place sort of person. And I am so happy, so happy with the progress that I made over the last few days of decluttering every room in my house. I'm going to show you a clip of the pile of stuff that I'm getting rid of. Granted, I would say a good 25% of this pile was stuff that I had worked on with other decluttering projects, like the tote of clothing that I did in a previous video, that stack of recycling that I did from my office several days ago. But every single thing in that pile is leaving my house, and that is the point. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me over the past few days as I worked on my house and did some decluttering and some tidying up. I feel so much lighter after doing this decluttering, and having you guys along as a buddy to keep me company while I was doing this decluttering was wonderful. I hope I was able to provide some company for you as well, along with some encouragement and some gentle motivation. I'm all about that here on my channel, and so if you enjoyed today's video, I hope you'll subscribe. Don't forget to turn that bell notification on as well. Just a reminder, next week I'm taking off because it's the first week of the month, but my first video, which will be on the second week of June, I think you're gonna meet our chickens, and I can't wait to share this with you guys. Thank you so much for spending a little part of your day here with me on my channel, and I'll catch you later.